delivery for just $189 a month. And for a limited time, get $500 in down payment assistance. Toyota.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Well, the Yankees have had 2 off days, one scheduled, and last night the game was rained out. 3rd rain out of the year for the Yankees, but it's a beautiful night here in Baltimore. Crowd filing toward Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and we will have baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in what is now the first game of a 2-game set from Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. Along with Ken Singleton, I'm Michael Kay. Yes, it was a rain out. There's no makeup date reschedule, but the Yankees did not skip over their starting pitcher. When you have CC Sabathia, that's not what you do. Let's take a look at tonight's pitching matchup. Brad Bergeson's going to go for the Orioles. He's pitched well, but he has not picked up a win. 0-2, 3.38. And we could say the same thing about CC, Kenny. 0-1 with a very good 2.52 ERA.
Yeah, CC pitches well just about against every team in the league, but against the Baltimore Orioles, he has stepped it up a notch or two the last few years while pitching for the Yankees. He's been very tough on Baltimore, whether it's Yankee Stadium, as you see here, or at Camden Yards here in Baltimore. CC usually comes out on top. His variety of pitches, great changeup, great fastball, tremendous slider. CC won his 20th game of the year last year here in Baltimore.
Well, look what he does against the Orioles as a Yankee. In his first year, 4-1, 2.88. And last year, 5-1, 3.56. Is that impressive? Well, it's the first pitcher with 4 or more wins against the Orioles in 2 straight seasons since way back when. Louis Tion did it in 1972 and 1973. Pretty good company, so CC's looking for his first victory of the year against a team that he has a lot of success against. Well, it's going to be a formidable lineup for both teams. There's big bats in both lineups. You want to know what the lineup is? Lineups, first pitch, baseball coming up next, right here on Yes. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Jaguar. See how Jaguar outperforms the competition at JaguarPerforms.com. By IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. And by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. I hope you're all doing well on this Easter weekend. We haven't talked to you in a while. Has been Yankee baseball for the last couple of days. But there's baseball tonight here on a Saturday evening in Baltimore. Nice crowd filing in. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup that Joe Girardi has put together and is presented by our good friends at Lexus. Leading off, the captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter. Curtis Granderson in center field will bat second. Mark Teixeira at first will hit third. Cleaning up the third baseman, Alex Rodriguez. Robinson Cano at second base will bat fifth. Number 6 hitter, right fielder Nick Swisher. Jorge Posada, he's going to DH, he'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and catching, Russell Martin. And Brett Gardner is a left fielder, and he will bat ninth.
Well, tonight the Orioles have a 25-year-old right-hander on the mound. It's Brad Bergeson. And so far this year, you look at his numbers. He's been in 3 ball games, 2 of them in starts. He's 0-2 with a 3.38. You can see just 10 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 7 strikeouts, and he's walked a couple. Opponents are hitting .262. Let's check out our G's pitcher scouting report of young Mr. Bergeson. He's never beaten the Yankees. He's 0-2, including a loss last year on June 2nd at Yankee Stadium. His best pitch is his sinking fastball. And in 2008, he won the Jim Palmer Award, which represents the best pitcher in the Orioles minor league system. And that helped propel them to a major league career.
So we're ready for baseball. Derek Jeter is digging in. Brad Bergeson is ready. Crowd settling into their seats. And let's do it here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards as Bergeson deals, and the first pitch is a strike, and we're underway. Derek did not like that call by home plate umpire Brian Runge. Derek, 2 hits in his last 17 at bats, but he has not struck out in his last 33 plate appearances. Putting the ball in play, he's working the count to 1-1. Let's take a look at the umpires in tonight's game. Brian Runge, we told you, is behind the plate. Angel Campos at first. Marvin Hudson at second. Ted Barrett is at third. Pitch low and away to Jeter. Count 2-1. Yankees are in first place. They're 10-6. The Orioles are 8-10. Orioles have lost 9 of their last 11 games. That one is looped into right field. Coming on Markakis. He'll play it on out. So a base hit for Derek Jeter. Let's check out the Orioles defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. We already told you about Markakis in right, so let's start there. Jones in center, Fox is in left. Go the other way in the infield. Reynolds, Andino, Robertson, Lee third to first. Matt Wieters is behind the plate. We told you about Brad Bergeson on the mound. Well, here's one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now, Curtis Granderson. 10 hits in his last 21 at bats.
And he's also riding a 6-game hitting streak. As Michael said, he has been swinging the bat very well. The other night in Toronto, he did something he hadn't done all year. He had 2 hits on the first pitch of an at-bat. That hadn't happened all season long.
The 0-1. Driven out to right center field. Markakis is there, and he'll put it away for the first out of the game.
That actually got in on his hands a bit, but Curtis had that swing that he had in Toronto, which was very, very effective. His sinker's going to kind of drift right back towards the plate, and he didn't quite get it on the sweet spot. Not quite quick enough.
Here's Mark Teixeira. Grew up in nearby Severna Park. 6 home runs so far this year. And his stated goal coming into spring training, getting off to a better start than he did last year. He certainly accomplished that. Good power numbers. Last 7 games hitting .360.
Yeah, it had a big series in Toronto. He was 4 for 8 in Toronto. And it was for power. 3 doubles and a home run.
Rodriguez on deck, the 1-1. That's driven deep to right field. Is it high enough? No, it's going off the face of the wall. Derek Jeter goes to third. Going to second is Teixeira. He's in there with a double.
Well, I mentioned 4 for 8 Toronto with 3 doubles and a home run. Now 5 for 9 on this trip with 4 doubles and a home run. This is about the same pitch that Granderson had, but he wasn't quite quick enough. Teixeira was. And he drills this one to the base of the wall in right field. Had some overspin on it. 1 hop. And Markakis, of course, one of the best fielding outfielders in the league. Gets off a strong throw. But Teixeira just ahead of the tag. And the Yankees are in business here in the first inning.
Here's A-Rod. He has 9 hits in his last 20 at-bats. He's also been red hot. In fact, he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball. Gotten off to a great start, hitting .366. That one's driven deep to right center field. Markakis back, still back. It's going to be over his head and bouncing up against the wall. Jeter scores. Teixeira right behind him. Alex Rodriguez with a 2-run double. Yankees out of the gate quickly. They're up 2-0.
Well, the Yankees are well rested, as Michael said in our open. The last 2 days. Won a scheduled day off yesterday, a rain out, and they have come out swinging the bats like they couldn't wait. Jeter goes back to third to tag, but no reason to, as both he and Teixeira are going to score easily. A-Rod on his way to second with a 2-run double, and the Yankees take an early lead.
Now here's Robinson Cano, and the Orioles know they don't know how to get this guy out. He has an 11-game hitting streak. He's gotten his average of .303. But against the Orioles last year, he hit .432. That one sliced foul down the left field line. With 5 home runs, 15 ribbies. That's in 20 games in 2010. And that includes the beginning of 2010 and the 2 games this year.
You said 4 what?
432. Now, the last 18 games at Camden Yards, Kenny, that's Central Park softball right there. 521. Slugging percentage of 918.
Look out, up and in. He's hitting 14 straight games against Baltimore, Michael. This is just, there are some teams that you are locked in against. And the Orioles just don't seem to have anything for Cano the last few seasons.
Right in on the hand. So just like that, CC has a 2-0 lead before he even throws a pitch, and the Yankees looking for a bit more.
The only ball that wasn't really hit hard was Jeter's single to right field to get things started.
CC's ready. Loves pitching against the Orioles, loves pitching in this ballpark. 1-2. Pretty nice crowd on hand here on a Saturday evening. A lot of New Yorkers make the trip south. Yesterday, so many people disappointed came down here just for a day trip. But game was washed away right around, I'd say, 6:20 they called it.
I would say it's certainly more than 20 degrees warmer tonight than it was yesterday or last night about this time.
Now Bergeson wants to talk with Wieters. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless. It never ceases to amaze me how this really is the South Bronx. People really do make the trip down here. You walk in the Inner Harbor and so many people, almost everybody it seems, that wearing some kind of Yankee paraphernalia. The 1-2. 2-2.
When they introduce the starting lineups, the PA announcer goes over the starting lineups. The Yankees, some of them get louder cheers than some of the Oriole players that are here. They're home folks. And there are numerous Yankee fans, and as Michael said, you see them all over the downtown area.
The 2-2. Grounded foul. Now in the past, the Orioles didn't like it that the Yankees kind of overtook their stadium, but now I think they realize that all fans' money is green. So they don't usually get big crowds here anymore. When the Yankees are in town, Yankee fans fill the ballpark up. Now it's not a sellout tonight, but much higher than what they average.
Yeah, they average just over 20,000 a game.
That one is chopped up the middle and through for a base hit. Alex Rodriguez will score easily. It's an RBI single for Cano as he continues to punish the Orioles, and the Yankees lead 3-0. Well, Mark Connor, pitching coach, going to come out and talk with Bergeson. Gives us time to look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 73 degrees, 66% humidity, 12 miles per hour is the wind, and there is a chance, though, of thunderstorms later in the evening. Let's hope it holds off. So Cano now has a 12-game hitting streak overall, and the Yankees have a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, 12-game streak overall, 15 games in a row against Baltimore, and he came in with a career 350 average against the Orioles. That's going back to the beginning of his career, and that goes up a notch. And the Orioles are not out of the woods yet.
Now the Yankees are trying to do something they have not done yet this year, score 4 or more runs in an inning. The 16 games without a 4-run inning is the longest streak to begin a season in the history of the franchise. That one is driven deep to left center field. Adam Jones back. He's still back. He'll make the play as he goes on to the warning track for the second out.
You know, a little thing there right by Robinson Cano at first base. And for all you youngsters watching, this is how you run the bases. This is a long fly ball in left center field. And if Adam Jones doesn't come up with it, there's a good chance Cano would have scored. Heads up base running. He took off, rounded second base, held his ground for a second, saw that Jones was going to make the catch, retouched and went back. Here's Cano. He realizes ball's well hit. He might have a chance to score if it falls in. He gets the second, realizes it's caught, turns and heads back to first base. Simple, but that's the way you do it.
Posada takes a strike. Jorge's been struggling, 2 for 17, and he has really been working on his swing. And he says it's not the DH situation. He said, I don't feel right at the plate. He and Kevin Long, Yankee hitting coach, have been working on this quite a bit.
Yeah, Jorge's just 2 for his last 17. But he too, like most of the Yankees, you get to the ballpark where you've hit well in the past, you feel comfortable. And this is, you start to come out of it in places like this. That's a good swing.
IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. Posada's had a strange start to the season. He has just 8 hits, but 5 of them have been home runs. So the power is there, and some of the home runs have been very big home runs. Yankee offense has done a good job carrying this team to first place in the East.
One of those big home runs came against the Orioles in the 9th inning at Yankee Stadium when he hit a homer to tie the game. A game that the Yankees went on to win in extra innings.
So Cano's going to go on the 3-2 and 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Yankees have 3 runs in. Grounded foul.
Ferguson's thrown 24 pitches here in the first inning. So he's been kind of raked over the coals somewhat.
Runner goes. Grounded foul. You know, when Mark Teixeira hit that double, he slid into second base, and it seemed like he and Andino had some words. You'll see Mark goes in very hard, and then Andino kind of shoves him, and they kind of get in each other's grill. So we'll keep an eye on that if anything develops. Runner goes again. Posada swings and misses. But the Yankees do their damage. The bats have come alive. 3 runs on 4 hits. It started with Derek Jeter. Mark Teixeira then doubled. Alex Rodriguez doubled in 2 runs. And Robinson Cano got another ribby. Yankees 3 and the Orioles coming to bat.
New York.
Brad Bergeson does not like his top of the first inning. CC Sabathia did. He gets 3 runs to work with. Let's take a look at the Orioles starting lineup that CC is going to have to face. Brian Roberts will lead off. Nick Markakis in right field bats second. Then it's Derek Lee at first. Vladimir Guerrero the DH. Adam Jones bats 5th. He'll play center. Mark Reynolds, the third baseman, will hit 6th. Batting 7th and catching, Matt Wieters. Jake Fox, the left fielder, will hit 8th. Batting 9th and playing shortstop, Robert Andino.
A year ago, CC Sabathia won 21 games for the Yankees. He's looking for his first win of the season this year. When you look at his numbers, not quite yet. This will be his 5th start, 0-1. Good numbers otherwise. 2.52, 25 hits in 25 innings, 9 walks. You can see the opponents hit in 263. Let's check out our deep pitcher scouting report. Sabathia 6-pack. That's what the Orioles got last year. He pitched against them 6 different times, went 5-1. He loves yard work here at Camden Yards. He's 8-1. And if he strikes out 4 Oriole batters tonight, that'll be 100 Orioles that he has struck out in his career.
Brian Roberts, 9-game hitting streak, digs in, and the first pitch from Sabathia is a strike. Now CC doesn't have a victory, but he can blame his bullpen a little bit because the bullpen has blown 2 saves for Sabathia, and they pitched to a 7.36 ERA in relief of Sabathia. Popped up. Cano, 1 out. Let's take a look at the Yankee defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, you've got Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher. That's left to right. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira, 3rd to 1st. Russell Martin behind the plate. And Karsten Charles Sabathia is on the mound. Here's Nick Markakis struggling, 3 hits in his last 28 at-bats. Fouled away. CC 94 miles an hour with the fastball.
Last year, Markakis was the best left-handed hitter against left-handed pitching in the major leagues. He had 361 against lefties. But as Michael said, lately he's been ice cold.
Grounded to first. Teixeira for the second out. Now, no one really likes a rain out because there are too many piling up for the Yankees. They've had 3 now, which means they're going to have to play 2 doubleheaders, and they're going to lose 1 off day when the Twins have to make that game up. But Sabathia probably benefited more than anybody else because of the rain out. Sabathia was suffering flu-like symptoms, and a lot of the guys on the team have had it, and he feels so much better today, so that 1 extra day makes him feel a lot better. When he left the ballpark yesterday, he was shivering, said he was freezing, but he was still going to pitch. But today he looked a lot better.
Well, like I said, he wasn't the only one with that condition because it was 20 degrees colder yesterday.
Yep. Derek Lee, 3 hits in his last 15 at-bats. Count 2-0.
Baltimore signed Derek Lee as a free agent. Really hasn't come on with the bat. This is his first experience in the American League. A career National Leaguer until this year. Hasn't driven in a run in 13 games.
Now the Orioles have no complaints about him at first. He's a multiple Gold Glove winner. You can see his resume there. He didn't like the call either. Won a World Championship with the Marlins. He's won 3 Gold Gloves. 2-time an All-Star. Actually won a batting championship as well. He's very distressed at his lack of production offensively. Count now 2-2. And switching leagues is not easy. I know there's interleague play, but you got to learn a whole new set of pitchers for the most part. The 2-2. 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, it looked like CC was trying to add the knockout blow right there. Added a little to that fastball, and just didn't finish his delivery.
Vlad Guerrero on deck.
Another newcomer to the Oriole lineup.
The 3-2.
97. I guess he is feeling better.
Feeling a lot better. Got his temperature down and his velocity up. Another payoff.
Speaking of velocity up, did you see the pitch that Aroldis Chapman of the Cincinnati Reds threw the other night against the Pirates? 106 miles an hour?
Now I feel sorry for him, Kenny.
How so?
Because his previous fastest pitch, I think, was 105.1.
Yeah.
Which he had tattooed onto his wrist.
Oh, man.
So does he have to redo it or get another one? I'm not sure. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Derek Lee down on strikes. That's an impressive first inning for CC Sabathia. Bringing the heat here in Baltimore. We've played 1. Yankees lead 3-0 on Yes.
Golf.
It's time for the Toyota text poll, everybody. I know you've been waiting for it. Tonight's question is, are you in favor of expanding the baseball postseason? Now, you can text your vote to 58772, and you know that standard text messaging rates apply, and it's 1 or 2, yes or no. They report that by 2012, there could be 10 playoff teams, a wild card added in each league. So 2 wild cards and then the division winners.
Has the whole formula been laid out yet?
No, because it has to be collectively bargained with the players. But from the word that's leaked out is that the 2 wild card teams would play each other. So there would be a disincentive to get into the playoffs as a wild card because you wouldn't get that bye, so to speak. But there's some discussion about whether you want it to be a one-done game or best of 3. And a lot of the Yankees spoke about it before the game was canceled last night. Russell Martin hits one to right, one away. And the general prevailing thought, especially for Mark Teixeira and Joe Girardi, you can't have a baseball team miss 3 or 4 games or 3 or 4 days. He said that doesn't do anybody any good. Here's Teixeira's quote: "For a team like us, I don't like it. We battle all year long in a very tough division. If you win the division and have to have 5 or 6 days off before the start of the playoffs, or you win the wild card and still have to play another 1 or 3 game series just to get into the playoffs, it doesn't make much sense. Now, I agree with the top part of what he said.
Yeah.
The bottom part, you know what? If you don't want to play that 1 or 3 game set, then win your division.
It should be interesting when they come up with finalize this. You get to the point where you can't lengthen the season.
Right.
What do you have to do? Shorten the regular season? You know, there's a lot of owners don't want to give up those dates. Particularly the owners of the teams that probably aren't going to make the playoffs. They don't want to give up extra home dates.
Brett Gardner, who has been struggling so mightily, wraps one to right center. He's going to go for 2. Adam Jones up throwing. And Gardner in there with a double.
There's an example of what he can do, Michael. And this is why the Yankees need him to get going. That breaks an 0 for 16. And he could make things happen on the bases. First of all, a solid line drive. We haven't seen that from Brett Gardner in a while. But watch what he does here. This is a single for most players. He's running hard right out of the box. He's turning on for 2. And both Adam Jones and Markakis have strong throwing arms. It doesn't matter. They're not going to get him. A hustling double for Brett Gardner. And that's got to make him feel a whole lot better.
0 for 16, 1 for his last 26, and he was dropped out of the leadoff spot all the way down to number 9. That's where he just got that double. Here's Jeter. There's a strike. And Kevin Long, the Yankee hitting coach, said it makes sense to drop him to 9. He said because when someone's not hitting well, you want them to get fewer at-bats, not more. So if you're the number 9 hitter, in a game you'll probably get 1 fewer at-bat than you would if you were a leadoff hitter. Joe Girardi told me, he said, I think that Brett will break out of it. He said he needs just a couple of hits, get his mind straight. He said he's not that far away mechanically or anything like that. He said, give him a couple of hits, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, that was a solid stroke tonight. I just had the feeling lately he'd been feeling for the ball, just being satisfied with contact. Well, you got to make solid contact to get hits.
Count 1 and 2 on Jeter. Jeter started the Yankees' 3-run first inning with a single right field. Came around to score on Teixeira's double. No, check that on Alex Rodriguez's double.
That was Jeter's 295th career hit against Baltimore pitching.
Hit sharply to Lee. Fields it on the short hop and puts it away. Gardner couldn't advance to third because he didn't know if Lee was going to catch it on the fly. So 2 away.
Here's a look at it. You see Gardner at the top of your screen. He has to hold to make sure he doesn't catch it on the fly, as Michael said. Short hops it. And Derek Lee checking him out at second. Gardner's already in scoring position. No reason to take a chance. Granderson was a little late his first time up. Let's see if he's on time this time.
Pitch outside. Now the Yankees did something against the Orioles in the first inning that the Orioles are not used to have happening to them. Yankees scored 3 runs. You know that the Orioles have given up 5 first-inning runs all year combined. So they tell their pitchers it's important to put that 0 up there, but Ferguson didn't get it done today. Let's check out the Delta League leaders. And the Yankees lead as a team with 30 home runs. Rangers next with 27. Then the Angels and the White Sox who are coming in the Yankee Stadium tomorrow, or should I say Monday. Granderson has 6 of the Yankees' 30, but not there as he swings and misses, and that will do it. No runs to hit. The double by Gardner is wasted. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-0 Yanks. Why don't we take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. One more game against the Orioles. That's tomorrow at 1:35 on Easter Sunday. We'll have it right here on Yes. And the Yankees start a 7-game homestand. 4 against the White Sox, and then 3 against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Now, didn't you take the Acela down to Baltimore?
Yes, I did.
Did you enjoy your ride?
Always do.
Yeah.
Like it better than flying. Although flying's fine too. Here's Vladimir Guerrero. Swings at the first pitch, nothing new. Grounds it softly to third. Alex Rodriguez will get Guerrero. Nice play by the Yankee third baseman.
Nice play by A-Rod, but I think a few years ago, Guerrero might have had a lot better chance of being out. Knee injuries have slowed him to almost a crawl. He's not as fast as he used to be, and now he's just strictly a designated hitter. But look at A-Rod, look at his style. Keeps his head down, gloves with the full hand, now changes his grip, makes the throw across the diamond. And there's one out. Got him by a step and a half.
Now this part of the Oriole lineup allows a pitcher to keep his pitch count down. Why? Vlad Guerrero swings at 67.8% of pitches that he sees, most in the majors. Adam Jones 60.8%. So they're not working the count on the 4 and 5 spot in the Oriole order.
Yeah, Guerrero has always been that way. His at-bats usually end pretty quickly. He's a career .320 hitter. He can hit just about anything thrown up there. In fact, pitches out of the strike zone, maybe more to his liking than ones in the strike zone.
Count 1-1. So Guerrero and Jones are 1-2. Then the Rays Reed Brignac 58.5. White Sox AJ Przinsky just under 58. Kevin Kuzminoff of the A's 56.3.
I don't think you're going to find many Yankees in the top 10.
High fly ball down the right field line. A long run for Nick Swisher, and he gets there to make the play.
Who do you, on the Yankees, would you think swings?
It used to be Cano.
Jeter?
Jeter probably now. Now we find out that Cano is still in the top 10.
Yeah, okay.
He's a little bit more selective, though, than he used to be.
He gets more walks than he used to get. And I think a lot of that is because he gets more respect than he's a legitimate all-star, maybe the best second baseman in the league now.
Mark Reynolds carries 0 for 17 into this at-bat, and he fouls out the first pitch.
In fact, I'm not saying there's a maybe. He is the best second baseman in the league.
Slow roller, another tough play for A-Rod. He fields, fires, sits up, sits down for CC Sabathia. 2 straight, 1, 2, 3 innings. Well, why don't we go to the third? Yankees lead 3-0. 2 nice plays by Rodriguez.
It's an Easter Sunday matinee in Baltimore. Tomorrow, Rivera looks to close out another.
Mark Teixeira will lead off the top of the third inning. Yankees leading 3-0. Teixeira with a double in the first inning and a hard slide into second base. Does he get it through the shift? No, it's backhanded by Roberts. Up balance throw, got him. Nice play by Brian Roberts.
Roberts is playing in short right field to give himself some extra lateral range, and it paid off on this particular play. If he'd been playing a normal second base, that would have been a base hit for Mark Teixeira. As it is, he's thrown out by a half a step. A good long stretch by Derek Lee at first base turns the trick, and there's 1 out.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. 2-run double in the first inning. Just missed that one. Popped it up to shallow right. Markakis is there for the second out. On the Lincoln scoreboard, 3-5-0 for the Yankees and zeros across to the Orioles.
Well, as it is, 2 pitches and 2 outs. Robinson Cano should at least be taking the first pitch. You know, we're talking about CC Sabathia getting the Orioles out 1-2-3, 1-2-3, and getting Ferguson back on the mound. He's been struggling. 3 runs on 5 hits. The Yankees been hitting him hard, so he didn't get much chance to rest. And he's back out there again, trying to slow down the Yankees.
Sabathia had a 6-pitch bottom of the second, and now there's the 3rd pitch by Ferguson. Now 0-2. And the pitch. Chop towards second. And the Yankees retired in order 1-2-3 and a 5-pitch inning for Brad Bergeson. We played 2.5. Yankees up 3-0. It's in downtown Baltimore, and that's pretty much where we're located. Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Yankees lead 3-0. CC Sabathia 6 up, 6 down in the first 2 innings. Here's Matt Wieters. Pitch is outside. Now Kim Jones joins us. And Kim, I'm always curious, a guy who comes from the other league. And last year he was in the American League, but now gets to see a guy every single day. And that's Andrew Jones. And he's talked to you about what he sees in Robinson Cano, right?
He did, Michael, and the reference was Robinson Cano has great numbers against a lot of people, but amazing numbers against the Orioles. And as I was saying that, Andrew Jones simply nodded. He said, the first time I saw him hit, it was unbelievable to me. His mechanics are amazing. How so? Jones said, Cano can look like he's jumping at a ball, or he's way out in front, or he's even off balance, and he is still able to square up the ball. He said, that is something that reminds me of old players. And these are the names Andrew Jones threw out. Hank Aaron, and even Babe Ruth. And here we are in the birthplace of Babe Ruth. And Robinson Cano considers all of that very high praise. But Michael, he doesn't take much of it seriously. He says simply, I get lucky against the Orioles. Well, I wasn't buying that. So Robinson said he does think his preparation for the season has become consistent. He knows what to expect now, and he knows how to prepare. And then Robinson Cano said this, I don't want to be lazy. I don't want to ever feel comfortable. I want to make sure I get the most I can out of my talent. I don't want this to be a 5 or 6 year career. I want to be around a long time.
Well, he's certainly done that. He's had an exceptional run so far, and people expect him to even get better.
Yep.
Last year, an MVP type candidate. Now, you mentioned that Jones said that Cano reminds him of Babe Ruth. Now, today is Andrew Jones' birthday, and we know he's not that old, but some of his teammates don't think so.
Andrew Jones has had a rough birthday, his first birthday as a Yankee. He turns 34 today, and Jorge Posada and Derek Jeter aren't buying it. Andrew told me that Posada and Jeter have been asking him all day, come on, man, how old are you really? You got to be 40 by now. You've been around forever. Andrew Jones laughed, and he said that he told those 2 Yankees, hey, I'm sorry I made it to the big leagues at such an early age.
It's kind of amazing, Kim, because Jeter's older than Andrew Jones.
He gets to play that game in June with Jeter.
All right, now give me some information on Phil Hughes. A lot of Yankee fans are wondering about him.
Absolutely. He is on the DL, as we know, with a fatigued arm. The headline, Michael, he will make a rehab start on Thursday. At least that is the plan after today. Phil Hughes with long toss, a regular game warm-up, which was 45 pitches, Phil said, and then 3 sessions of 15 pitches apiece, so another 45 pitches. He says the arm feels good, but really he won't know anything until he gets into a competitive environment. But he is keeping a sense of humor. As I mentioned on the pregame with Bob and Jack, Phil Hughes said today, I threw a no-hitter. I felt pretty good, but here's the catch, guys. He didn't face batters.
Well, Kim, CC Sabathia is facing batters.
Yep.
2 outs here in the 3rd, and he is yet to give up a hit. We thank you, Kim. We'll talk to you later on the postgame.
Thank you, Michael.
All right. Robert Andino takes a strike.
Well,
So that's good news on Hughes.
It certainly is, and the fact that you know, there's progress being made here. It might take a little while longer, and he's going to have to go out maybe to make a minor league appearance or 2 and see if he is getting the velocity back on his fastball. I was going to say Andrew Jones, what was he, 19 when he got to the big league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He burst upon the scene in that 96 World Series at the 2 home runs.
Yeah. First 2 times up in the World Series, hit home runs against the Yankees for the Braves.
And the 0-2 could not hold up. Ball in the dirt. Martin gets an angle. And CC Sabathia is perfect through 3. And he also just picked up his 3rd strikeout. We've played 3. It's 3-0 Yanks. Let's take a look at the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Roger Maris led the American League with 61 home runs in 1961. He was tied for the league lead with 141 runs batted in. Now, who was he tied with?
I think I know that one.
We'll find out. We'll all find out in the bottom of the 4th. We'll see if Kenny's right. Nick Swisher hit a deep drive to left center, run down by Adam Jones in the 1st inning. Nick was telling me he really worked hard after the rain out yesterday. He got a lot of quality time in the cage. He said, my right-handed swing has been carrying me. He said, I've got to straighten things out with my left-handed swing. He said, the thing that I'm doing is I'm leaning forward. He said, what I worked on yesterday was just staying straight up and down. He said, I'm trying to generate too much power rather than just be myself. He said, I'm trying to do too much. So let's see if he straightened it out.
You're right about a major discrepancy from two sides of the plate for Nick Swisher. He's hitting .524 right-handed. But left-handed, he's just over 100, batting .118. And of course, he's had many, many more at-bats left-handed. You see more right-handed pitchers. But if there's a place, I've talked about it, you feel comfortable, Nick Swisher has really hit well in this ballpark.
Those are the numbers Kenny's talking about coming into today.
I thought he had a pretty good swing his first time up. He hit the ball to fairly deep left center field. Here's the Yes Mo side swing from Nick Swisher. But one thing Nick has done, and he's had control of his strike zone. This is what he's done at Camden Yards. 315, 14 homers, 30. Look at his slugging percentage. 717. That's impressive.
Another good swing, but right at Jones. So sometimes you don't get results, but you could feel better about what you're doing at the plate.
Yeah, you watch how you're making your routes. And that's two pretty well hit balls off the bat of Nick Swisher. And I was saying he's had control of his strike zone, though. He walked 5 times in 2 games in Toronto. So that tells me he knows the difference between a strike and a ball. He's just not hitting the ball the way he would like right now.
Roberto Alomar, Hall of Famer, is at the game. They just showed a montage of some of his great plays as an Oriole up on the board. God gave him a good ovation.
I think he was with the Orioles for 4 years, 3 or 4 seasons. When I think of Alomar, I think of him as a Toronto Blue Jay, to be honest with you.
That one is slapped to left field. Jake Fox dives and makes the play. Ball kept slicing away from Fox, and he made the play.
Well, Jake Fox is the backup catcher. He can play first or third or left field. The best fielding left fielder the Orioles have is Felix Piet, but he's a left-handed hitter. He's not going to face CC Sabathia. Jake Fox is known more for his bat than his glove. In fact, in spring training, he led all of the major leagues in home runs with 10.
Ferguson throws it by Russell Martin. Good start for Martin. 308, 4 homers, 11 ribbies. He's done a very good job behind the plate as well. That makes Martin skip rope.
You saw the action on the sinking fastball from Bergeson. He's got good movement on it, but tonight I think it's been up somewhat. That's why the Yankees been hitting the ball pretty well.
Yankees jumped on the board with 3 in the first, and it's held up so far. There's the strike count, 3-2. And the payoff. Way inside, so Martin works a 2-out walk. And that's the first walk issued by Bergeson. Now the Orioles were getting ready, or really starting to wonder what was Bergeson going to be for them. Before Buck Showalter took over, Bergeson in 36 career starts was 10-14 with an ERA that closed in on 5. But since Showalter has taken over in 13 starts, he's got the ERA down to 3.01. Hasn't won that much. He's 5-5. But when you drop your ERA a full 2 points, you know, whatever Mark Connor, the pitching coach, is saying is certainly working.
Well, Bergeson's had some bad luck in his career. He's been hit a couple of times with line drives. One of them broke his leg. And another time, he was the guy who was working on a commercial during the wintertime.
Yes.
And the director asked him to be more authentic, throw a little harder, and he hurt his shoulder. And he missed some time in spring training.
That was leading into 2010.
Yeah. So can you make it a little more realistic? Make the glove pop.
And he kept making him throw a lot of pitches, too.
This is in the winter time. The commercial was more authentic, but he came away with a shoulder injury. It wouldn't surprise me here if Russell Martin took off for second.
Got a 1-2 count on Gardner. Gardner doubled in the second. Strike 3. Gardner down looking. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. The end of 3.5. It's 3-0 Yankees, and it's been all CC. He has been dealing a fastball as high as 97. Some nasty breaking balls as well. Time to find out the answer to the New York State Smokers Quitline quiz. Roger Maris led the American League with 61 homers and 61. Was tied for the league lead with 141 ribbies. Kenny, who do you think he was tied with?
Jim Gentile.
Wow.
First baseman of the Orioles, had a big year that I think he hit like 41 homers.
There's a strike to Brian Roberts. 3-0 Yankees. And on the O's line, there's a lot of O's. First 10 hitters, CC has gone to a first pitch strike 8 times.
We'll check out our Home Depot hitter scouting report, and this is on Brian Roberts. Leads the Orioles with 14 runs batted in. He has had 3 50-double seasons. That's a record for a switch hitter. And Brady Anderson's the only Oriole ever to steal more bases than Brian Roberts.
Nasty breaking ball, and Brian Roberts is down. That's the 4th strikeout for Sabathia.
CC, the last few strikeouts here, has gone to this breaking ball with 2 strikes, and it's going to start in the zone and then dip out of it. And he's been throwing so many strikes, the Oriole hitters recognize strike, and all of a sudden, it isn't. CC's got good stuff tonight. That breaking ball is very sharp. His fastball, what, first inning was 97? A few pitches.
Here's Nick Markakis. He grounded out to first in the first. Nick's laughing because the PA announcer, when Markakis came up, said now batting Nick Swisher. Don't know why. Here's the 1-0. That one is chopped to second. Good hop for Cano. 2-way.
Well, Swisher can, no, not quite yet, head back to the dugout. That's a cool glove switch has that. See that?
No.
Oh, man. It's a road gray.
Nick's got it going on.
But look at this.
Yeah,
that is cool.
Here's Derek Lee. Count 1-0. Lee struck out in the first inning. And the 1-0. Line drive, base hit. First base runner for the Orioles. A hard single left by Derek Lee.
Well, now for the first time tonight, CC Sabathia's going to have to work from the stretch, and that's fastball about knee high. Not a bad spot, but Derek Lee was quick to the spot, picks up the base hit.
Here's Vlad Guerrero. Pitch out.
Texas Rangers let Guerrero go. After last year, he drove in 115 runs.
Grounded sharply to A-Rod. He'll go the short way and make the play, and that will do it. No runs ahead, no errors, and one man left. We played 4-3, nothing Yanks. Thank you, Robert. We'll hear from Bob and Jack Curry and Kimberly Jones later on. Here in the top of the 5th inning, it's 3-0 Yankees over the Orioles. Orioles finally got their first hit after the first 11 batters went down. Clean single by Derek Lee through the left side. Another Derek Jeter leads off. That one's chopped to short. Tough hot. Tough play by Andino for the first out. Not an easy play there, Kenny.
It certainly wasn't. Charging, this is the only way he could have done it. If he didn't make this play, it'd probably been an infield single. But showing off the quick hands and a good arm, Robert Andino. In fact, he's coming off the bench to fill in for J.J. Hardy, who's on the disabled. This is in yes mode, so we can slow down those quick hands. Nice play by Andino.
Curtis Granderson is 0 for 2. And the count 1-1. Curtis fly to right and struck out. Has a 6-game hitting streak. Slow roller. Ferguson quickly off the mound, and they get Granderson for the second out.
Kind of an excuse me swing by Granderson. He thought the ball was going to sink out of the zone, tried to check the swing, but made contact, unfortunately. Here's a look. Nope, didn't want to swing. There's the sink on the fastball, tried to check. He thought he was going to break out of the zone. It might have.
Ferguson deals a strike. Teixeira doubled and scored in the first, grounded to second in the third. Now you might hear in the background whenever Teixeira comes up here, they boo him. They were disappointed when he was a free agent. They thought that he would want to play back where he grew up. Well, the Orioles made a run at him, so did the Nationals. But he chose between the Yankees and the Red Sox and took the Yankees. And then picks up a base hit, his second of the night.
Only the good play by Roberts his last time out keeps him from being 3 for 3. So back-to-back multi-hit games for Mark Teixeira. 3 hits in Toronto. And now a 2-hit night here. A solidly laced single to center field. He's starting to swing the bat well.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. He's been swinging the bat well since opening day. In fact, he's been swinging the bat well since opening day of spring training.
Yeah.
He's been locked in.
The Orioles came to Baltimore from St. Louis in 1954, and only one other opponent has hit more home runs against Baltimore since then. And as you might expect, it was a Hall of Famer. Harmon Killebrew hit 68 career home runs against the Baltimore Orioles, and A-Rod's second, but he's gaining on him. A-Rod's got 55.
Grounded to third, foul. Nice grab there by Reynolds. And Kenny, if you think about it, Alex played a lot of his career with the Texas Rangers and the Seattle Mariners. So with an unbalanced schedule, he didn't see the Orioles as much as he does now. And there's that list that Kenny's talking about.
And the Mick is on there, Mickey Mantle at 44.
Rodriguez 372, 4 homers and 12 runs batted in. An on-base percentage of .491. 16 hits and 43 at-bats. Alex gets so many sunflower seeds in his mouth, he kind of looks like a throwback to Sparky Lyle. Now, for you younger viewers, Sparky Lyle was a Cy Young Award-winning closer for the Yankees in the late 70s, and Alex has a sunflower seeds in there. Sparky Lyle would have a big chaw of tobacco.
And mixed in with chewing gum. Yeah. He was Yosemite Sam mustache.
He could pitch.
Yeah, he could. Slider, slider, slider. Every pitch was a slider.
One of the great lines. He won the Cy Young Award in '77, and the Yankees then signed Goose Gossage for the 1978 season. And Greg Nettles, the Yankee third baseman, said he's the first pitcher to go from Cy Young to Sayonara in 1 year. That one is cracked into right center. Adam Jones got a good jump and ran it down for the final out. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. The end of 4.5. We are halfway through. It's 3-0 Yanks. And entertainment on the Ultimate Network. Fios and Network ahead. Freddie Garcia coming off his sparkling start will go up against Jake Arrieta. Our coverage will begin at 12:30. Right here on, yes, that's the BP show, and 1 o'clock is pregame. 1:30 starts on Sunday here in Baltimore. Adam Jones swings and misses.
El Jefe, the Chief, Freddie Garcia tomorrow.
Now the Orioles catch a break because of the rain out, because Tillman was supposed to start. Now he's been bothered by ineffective pitching and also a sore groin. So they'll skip over him and they'll have Arrieta start tomorrow. And the Yankees also rejiggered their rotation because Nova was supposed to start this weekend. He's being skipped over. A.J. Burnett will pitch on Monday. And then I believe Nova will pitch on Tuesday. He kind of slides to Tuesday, not completely skipped over. And then Bartolo Colon Wednesday. Those are against the White Sox.
CC has yet to show Adam Jones a fastball in this at bat. A couple of curves and a changeup. But in the back of your mind, if you're a hitter, you know CC's got that heat back there somewhere.
There it was, but a little high.
Yeah, they're trying to get him to chase out of the strike zone. It's a little too far outside.
Change up. 1-2 still.
Adam Jones had a 6-game hitting streak broken a couple of nights ago against the Minnesota Twins. Twins and the Orioles had a 4-game series. They split it.
Tap towards second, charging Cano. One away. Take the Yankees with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
If I was Ron Gardenhire, the manager of the Twins, I'd have been happy with the split. During that series, they had no Joe Mauer, no Justin Morneau, and no Delman Young. 3, 4, and 5 hitters out of the lineup.
Here's Mark Reynolds. Breaking ball for strike. Boy, CC has it all going on tonight.
Good curve, good changeup. Fastball is exploding. Keeping these hitters off balance. Changeup. Looks like a fastball. Looks like the express. Instead, it's the local. Made a few stops on the way.
You know, you always hear these stories in baseball history about guys that don't feel well and they end up going out and doing a great job. One game, Willie Mays hit 4 home runs and didn't think he was going to be able to play. He was so sick, but made his way out there. You hear those stories about Mickey Mantle all the time. And CeCe had a bad case of the flu yesterday and coming out here tonight as if he doesn't have a bother in the world.
In fact, that day that Willie Mays hit 4, he almost hit 5 home runs. He backed Hank Aaron to the wall in the only time he made an out.
No one's ever done 5 in one game. The 2-2. Strike 3. Reynolds down looking.
I think this might have been a breaking ball for the outside corner. Let's take a look. I don't think so. Nah, it's hard to see what it was.
But it was 85 miles an hour.
It must have been a changeup.
Yeah.
Must have been a changeup.
Here's Matt Wieters. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-0 Yanks. 0-1. Working that outside corner. Locked in. Looking for his first victory of the year.
It had a little sink to it, and Wieters chased it.
The only pitcher to begin a season with 4 winless starts after winning 20 games the previous season is in the Yankee dugout. Bartolo Colon did it with the Angels in 2006, and that was after his Cy Young year. That's since 2000. And CeCe, same pitch 3 times, and Wieters swings at it each time. Another 1-2-3 inning. Through 5, Sabathia has given up just 1 hit. The Yankees have a 3-0 lead.
At Planner.
We go to the 6th inning. Yankees are leading 3-0. And Robinson Cano will lead off. Cano, Swisher, and Posada. Now, Kenny told you that stat about players that have hit the most home runs against the Orioles. And it's Killebrew, A-Rod, and Mantle. And I've been asked by a couple of people, does that count Mantle's home runs against the St. Louis Browns, who were the forerunners to the Baltimore Orioles? So since 1954, the graphic said.
And you're right, Mantle might have hit a few while they were the St. Louis Browns.
Right. And Cano has another base hit against the Orioles. He's 2 for 3.
A couple of things working in Cano's favor tonight for him to have a good night. We told you he hits well against Baltimore, 350 career hitter. But also this year, like usual, he hits well on the road. And he started the night as a 400 hitter on the road this year. And that's gone up because he's 2 for 3.
Swisher, 2 fly balls to center. He's 0 for 2. Ferguson has certainly settled down since that rocky first inning. He's allowed 3 hits and a walk in his last 4 plus. We're in the 6th inning. Count 2-0.
They're trying to get that sinker away to get Nick Swisher try and pull it, maybe ground it to second. Swisher's too good a hitter to fall into that trap. He gets one out over the plate. Swisher could hit it to center field. He's hit 2 balls well to center so far.
Kenny, as a former switch hitter, when you're struggling so much from one side, do you work so much on the side you're struggling that it might affect the side that you're hot with?
Yeah, you got to be careful about that, Michael. You got to make sure that at least you take a few swings every day from the other side of the plate that you're not going to use that. And Swisher, one thing I like about Swisher, he's not really hitting left hand, but he's getting his base on balls which means he's not leaving the strike zone just to get hits. He's still getting on base. Walks fuel big innings. It forces the pitcher to come back within the strike zone, and sometimes he finds too much of the plate.
See Jason Birkin warming up. Two as Posada is 0 for 2 and 2 for his last 19. Did not hold up on the breaking ball. Down on strikes, 1 away.
It's one of the better pitches of the night for Ferguson. They're trying to get Posada to leave the zone, which is usually pretty tough to do, but not in this instance. Breaking ball down and in. Jorge knew he committed and kind of strikes himself out. That's what you can do when you get ahead on the count. You can expand the zone and try and get hitters to chase.
Russell Martin 0 for 2 with a 0 for 1 with a walk, fouls one off. Count 1-1. Yankees and the Orioles rained out last night. It was the 16th rain out in the major leagues this year. And last year, the entire season, there were 21 rainouts. So 5 away from last year's total. It's been rough weather so far this year, and 3 of those 16 rainouts have been Yankee games. 2 at home and 1 here last night. And Joe Girardi was telling me, he said, if there wasn't a dome in Toronto, we would have another one. He said it snowed the day we got in.
Yeah, that's right.
The 2-1. That one's driven deep to left field. Going back Fox on the track at the wall. See ya! A 3-run home run. Russell Martin and the Yankees have doubled their lead. They lead 6-0.
Well, Russell Martin's in the top 10 in the league in home runs per at bat. The first 4 on that list are all Yankees. Granderson, Teixeira, Posada, and Rodriguez. And Russell Martin is also in the top 10. And he hits his 5th home run of the year, and it's a big one, a 3-run shot. There it is, middle in. Ferguson knew it. You saw his reaction on the mound. And Russell Martin says, I can't hit a ball that good, and it doesn't go out.
Brett Gardner takes a strike. Let's take a closer look at the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. This is how it looked from the outfield.
And this is how it looks from the seats. .382 feet off the bat of Russell Martin. Russell now 17 for his last 31. Pretty hot. You know, it's interesting, Michael, that Buck Showalter had somebody warming up in the bullpen. It's like he sensed that something could go wrong here.
Something went wrong.
Yep.
Birkin still warming.
It's the Yankees' 31st home run of the year. They lead the major leagues.
Most home runs through the first 17 games in Yankee history was in 2003 when they had 33. They have 31 now. Fly ball, center field. Jones there for the second out. That'll bring up Derek Jeter. Derek's 1 for 3 tonight.
Every one of the Yankee infielders has a hit at this point of the game. We talk about Swisher's walk. Walks fuel big innings. Pitchers have to try and get back within the zone. I know he struck out Pizzali. He made a good pitch to get him, but he couldn't get Martin when he fell behind on the count.
Count 0-2.
Swisher scored 3 runs into 2 games in Toronto. And 2 of those runs came after he drew a walk. And tonight, he drew a walk and he scored a run in front of the home run of Martin.
This will be Bergeson's 100th pitch. Dribbled slowly. Oh, caught by Bergeson. He fires to first. What a play by the Oriole pitcher. And a nice stretch by Derek Lee. Taking an infield hit away from Derek Jeter. But the Yankees get 3 runs on 2 hits. The big hit, a 3-run home run by Martin. What a play by Bergeson to end the top of the 6th. Yankees up 6-0. And all of that adds up to 6-0 Yankees. Yankees scored 3 in the first and 3 in the 6th, and CC Sabathia will deal to number 8's hitter, Jake Fox. There's a changeup, swung and a miss.
He is really pulling the string tonight, Vince. Changeup's been outstanding. Makes the fastball look even quicker, and it's quick enough on its own.
Ground ball to third. Alex Rodriguez. 1 away. Time for the GE Capital partner play. Great partnerships are built on trust. At GE Capital, we prove that every day.
Yeah, if this ball gets by Bergeson, Derek Jeter's going to have himself an infield hit. He almost had one as it was. Bergeson loses his balance, throws from his knees, an accurate throw. I think one thing with Derek Lee over at first, he's 6'5". All you have to do is get it within the vicinity, and he'll make the play. Well, that's our GE Capital partner play of the night.
Bergeson didn't seem too pleased, but I think he was angry more about Russell Martin's home run than that great play. So he has not given the O's a real great chance to win. Giving up 6 runs when your mound opponent is CC Sabathia, usually not a recipe for success. And Dino slaps a single to center field. Second hit of the night for the Orioles.
And Dino looked like he was able to wait just enough and hang back and get himself a base hit on a pretty good changeup. And Dino started the season 0 for 11, but now is 9 for his last 18, since he's got a little more playing time with J.J. Hardy on the disabled list.
Dino with a lead, held on there by Teixeira. They had words in the first inning, no issues since. That one is chopped to short. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. A beautiful pivot by Robinson Cano as he got the speedy Brian Roberts. We played 6, a 5-pitch inning for CeCe, a 6-0 lead for the Yanks.
If you're an Optimum Online customer who watches Yes on IOTV, just go to YesNetwork.com to sign up for your subscription now.
Well, Curtis Granderson is wearing an orange wristband to honor Brian Bloom. Now, Brian Bloom is one of the students killed in the Virginia Tech tragedy a couple of years ago. And Curtis is actually hosting Brian's family here this Saturday. He was a huge fan of Curtis, Brian was, and also of the Detroit Tigers at the time of the tragedy. His parents lived in Virginia, and his sister, along with her husband, who's a big Yankee fan, actually live in the Baltimore area. And during the game, Curtis has been wearing this orange wristband to honor Brian. And also the main photo on his Facebook page also honors Brian. And Curtis actually reached out to the family when the tragedy occurred, and it was 4 years ago, and Curtis has helped the family through this. He showed support. He sent them a Tiger jersey of Charlie Gehringer, who was one of Brian's favorite players, all-time great Tiger. So Curtis, you might read stuff about him, you might hear something about him. Everything you read and hear, he's even better than that. He is just, he's one of a kind, and the things that he does and the way he acts around people and the support that he gives, he's truly a really, really nice person. And he starts out the 7th inning with a ground out.
Yeah, I can recall going back when Curtis got traded to the Yankees from the Tigers, and the first time that the Tigers played the Yankees in spring training, Jimmy Leland, the Tiger manager, just walked right over to Curtis and gave him a big hug. And just, it's like he's telling him, I'm really going to miss you. New pitcher for Baltimore, by the way.
Jason Birkin. So Brad Bergeson's night is over. The Cadillac scoreboard shows why. Yankees have 6 runs and the Orioles have not scored yet. Now, Kenny told you earlier that the Orioles average just over 20,000 a game, but the Yankees certainly spin the turnstiles. 39,054 tonight.
So almost double.
Mark Teixeira continues his hot night as he walks.
Bergen has actually been one of the more effective Oriole pitchers out of the pen. He's got tremendous numbers on the season. Although his record, he's 0 make that 0-0. He hasn't had a decision, but his BRA of 1.08 thus far. Orioles had, when he first came to the big leagues, couldn't decide whether he was a starter or reliever. He's been much, much better out of the bullpen.
Hits to A-Rod. It is a strike. We're in the top of the 7th inning. The Yankees are leading this one 6-0 in the first game of what is now a 2-game set because of the rain out last night. Just misses A-Rod on the way by.
Try and hang in there as much as you can, guarding to make sure it's not a breaking ball, but this is a sinker coming in on A-Rod, and somehow he gets out of the way.
Grounded foul. There's a ground ball in the hole. Backhanded by Andino. There's one. On to first. Beautifully turned. 6-4-3 double play. Andino with a nice play in the hole. Took a base hit away from A-Rod and turned it into 2.
Jack Curry and I break down CeCe's performance. Kim Jones will talk to him, plus Joe Girardi, an insight from Kenny and Michael.
Thank you, Bob. That sounds like a busy show. We'll be a part of it and looking forward to it as well. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It has been about CeCe Sabathia. The Yankees have gotten big hits, 3 runs in the first and 3 runs in the 6th inning, but Sabathia has been practically unhittable. He's allowed just 2 hits. He has not walked a batter. A single to Derek Lee, a single to Robert Andino. That's all he's allowed. And on the Cadillac scoreboard, it reflects how dominant he's been. 6-0 Yankees as Nick Markakis digs in. Count 1-0. Look at the pitch count, Kenny, as we enter the 7th. 57 pitches. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Well, he's faced only one man over the limit. He had a double play to end last inning.
Breaking ball a little low.
I can't remember too many 2-0 counts tonight. There's a pitch per inning. He's had only one 2-0 count.
Now he's got a 3-0 count. And the pitch. Pours a fastball right in there. Markakis taking all the way. Markakis is 0 for 2. He's 3 for his last 30. So he just wants to get on base. To a breaking ball on 3-1. Russell Martin forgot how many strikes there were as he throws the ball to Alex Rodriguez. And CeCe stood there going, what?
Yeah, this is kind of, well, it's funny because you usually 3-1, you're ahead by 6 runs, you're not going to call a breaking ball. And still it works out for CeCe and Russell Martin to get a strike 2 on it.
So Russell thought it was 3-2. That's why he called that pitch.
He was going to trick him. Let's see if they go 3 with a breaking ball here.
Fastball miss. April 25th to May 1st is a MasterCard homestand. Get great savings off the advanced game price on select seats when you purchase Yankees tickets with your MasterCard. There will also be exclusive deals throughout the stadium when you use your MasterCard. This MasterCard ticket special is for a limited time only, and tickets are subject to availability. Log on to Yankees.com/MasterCard for MasterCard ticket specials today. Pitch is high to Derek Lee. That's through the left side for a base hit for Lee, his 2nd hit of the night. As the Orioles have 2 runners on for the first time tonight.
Going back to the days when Derek Lee was the #1 draft pick of the San Diego Padres, he turned down a basketball scholarship to the University of North Carolina. So it kind of tells you he could hoop it up. I mean, his dad was a major league player and his uncle was a major league player.
Turn down Dean Smith. You better have skills in the other sport.
And
first and second. Nobody out. Here's Vlad Guerrero.
this is kind of the first jam that CeCe's been in any ball game.
The 1-0. Back to the high fastball, 96. So he settled into a comfort zone about 92, 93, but He can reach back.
Reach back for a little extra here, and you can see that Guerrero, like he usually does, he's willing to leave the strike zone. He's looking for the first thing smoking. A mighty swing.
Another one. Mighty swing, not a fastball. Well, they certainly have a history together. Guerrero 3 for 19, one of the 3 a home run against Sabathia. That's 158.
Tried to pass him with the heat. You know, Guerrero's been a designated hitter for the last few years here. The last couple of years with Texas Rangers, and of course with the Angels. Played a little outfield when he was with the Angels. But at one time when he was with the Montreal Expos, he was one of the best all-around players in the game. Could steal bases, tremendous right fielder, great throwing arm.
Broken bat, fouled away.
And that pitch might have hit him in the back kneecap if he didn't swing at it. It looked like this was well out of the strike zone, but he's in his, when he's at the plate, he's in the swing mode. Watch this dive in on the hands. That's nowhere near being a strike.
Well, the Yankee great, one of the greatest players of all time, Yogi Berra, was also a guy who didn't like to see a pitch go by, and his motto was, if I can see it, I can hit it. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Got him on the breaking ball, diving down and inside.
Like I said, Guerrero's in the swing mode, and sometimes he's his own worst enemy. Now watch this pitch. It's one of those pitches, it wasn't really even close, and he's going for it. This is well below the strike zone, and CC and Russell Martin know it. Just throw it in the dirt, he'll probably swing at it. He'll get himself at it.
So Vlad is now 0 for 3. Here's Adam Jones. Just missed outside. That pitch has been very effective for him. He struck out Matt Wieters with 3 of those in the 5th inning. Kind of a two-seamer, listing away from the righty batters. That almost got Mark Reynolds on the on-deck circle, and he is staring now at Jones in a playful manner, but he's probably shaken up just a bit.
You know, in the on-deck circle, sometimes you can relax, but look at this. Man, right underneath his right arm.
Oh, 1-1. This is really the first inning that Sabathia has labored at all. And Jones has a good track record against Sabathia, 9 for 29, one of the 9 home runs. That one's driven deep to right field. Swisher back, still back, on the track, at the wall. See ya! A 3-run home run for Adam Jones. And the Orioles are back in it. Yankees lead 6-3.
this ball is just a little bit to the left of the scoreboard into the bleachers for a home run. Swisher goes back as far as he can go. A few feet further to the right, that's off the scoreboard. But Adam Jones is going to pick up his 4th home run of the year. And Baltimore creeping back into the ball game.
Mark Reynolds was going for the downs there as he swings and misses. Ground ball to short, Jeter. And they get Reynolds for the second out.
What's Reynolds now? 0 for his last 20.
It's a rough stretch.
Yeah, it is.
So one swing by Jones, and it's a different game. There's Matt Wieters. And there's a strike. Wieters has struck out twice against Sabathia.
He's sitting on a 5-game hitting streak.
The 0-1. Popped up and out of play. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. The 0-2. Shattered bat. 3 pieces of bat go one way, the ball goes the other. And the count's still 0-2.
Look like toothpicks flying all over the home plate area. And just as I thought, the end of this bat is cupped, and it looks like he hits the changeup off the end of off the end of the bat, and that just explodes it.
The 0-2. Punched out to right field. Coming on Swisher. And he makes the play on the run for the final out. CC had been pitching a masterpiece. One bad stroke, but a good stroke for Adam Jones. Takes it the other way, a 3-run home run. We played 7, Yankees 6, Orioles 3. 34% yes. Interesting. There was no wild card during Babe Ruth's time.
He was the wild card. If you had him, you're going to win.
And from what I heard, he was the wild man. That one ate up Brian Roberts. A scalding liner off the bat of Robinson Cano. We'll see how they score that.
I'm writing down base hit because I would want one. If Brian Roberts had come up with this cleanly, he might have been dragged out where Nick Markakis is. This ball was hit that hard. So Roberts is going to have to scramble to pick it up. Cano has himself what I would like to say a base hit. They give it to him, Michael?
I've not seen yet.
I think he got a hit.
All right, they say hit. Yeah. So 3 hits for Cano. Swisher fouls it away. It's certainly been a week of celebration. During the week, happy Passover to all of our Jewish viewers. And this weekend, Easter weekend. Tomorrow is Easter Sunday. We wish your time with your family has been pleasant. We certainly thank you for allowing us to spend part of that time with you as Nick Swisher lines one to Adam Jones for the first out.
Nick comes up empty, but I'll tell you, Nick, it's not going to be too far off in the future where you're going to start having some of those fall in. 3 balls he's hit well to center field tonight. When you haven't been swinging well, you're kind of told to look to hit towards the middle of the field. Back through the middle, back where it comes from, and Nick calls this one. Look at the head down, follow through. Eventually going to start dropping. He just hit the ball too well.
Here is Jorge Posada. He wants something to start dropping. He's 0 for 3, 2 for his last 20. Kevin Long, the Yankee hitting coach, has told Posada, I don't want you thinking about your last at bat when you're the DH. He said, you get at bat, sit in the dugout, have fun. Watch the game. Don't stress over your last at bat. He's going to want to think about that one. That one's hit deep to right. See ya! A home run for Jorge Posada. And the Yankees now lead 8-3. And you saw Kevin Long look up to the heavens. He wanted some divine help for Posada, who was struggling, but not struggling power-wise.
Jorge came in 2 for his last 17. Struck out twice tonight. Hit one ball hard. Nice catch by Fox in left field in the 4th inning. But nobody's going to catch this one. His 6th home run of the season. And his 28th career home run against Baltimore.
Here's Russell Martin.
Let's take a look right there. Had the sound, has the distance.
Now, I'm not sure if I saw correctly. I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me. Was Wieters, as the bat was going through the strike zone, reaching around for a new baseball? That one's hit deep to left center field. Giving Chase spots on the track, looking up. See ya! Back-to-back home runs for the Yankees, and back-to-back home runs for Russell Martin. And the Yankees lead 9-3.
Well, Posada hit number 6 just in front of it, and Russell Martin hits his 6th home run of the year. The Yankees flash the power bats.
Well, Birkin is bagged here by these 2 home runs. A long home run by Russell Martin. Yankees pulling away. We'll be back.
Gasoline is expensive. Are you going to complain about it or do something about it? To help get the most out of a gallon of gas, Toyota offers the most fuel-efficient full line of any auto manufacturer.
To face the lefty swinging Brett Gardner. Those are the numbers on Rapata so far. This is just his 2nd game. 3 strikeouts in an inning and a 3rd. There's a strike.
I was about to say, watch this delivery, and you can see what might make him pretty tough on left-handers. Kind of slings the ball to the plate.
Home plate umpire saw a ball get loose in left center.
It might have been the ball that Martin hit a building across the street and finally came back.
Now let's see if Wieters actually asked for the ball after the swing was made.
Hand me another one.
I guess it was more of a flinch or a disappointment. But he did turn toward the Oriole dugout and looked like he was looking at Brian Runge for a ball. Six of his 9 hits this year have been home runs. Slow roller, fielded by Rapata. What a play. And what a catch by Lee. Almost looked like it was going to handcuff him, but he got such soft hands at first, he hauled it in for the 2nd out.
Well, Lee is a 2-time Gold Glover in the National League, and you can see the quick feet, quick hands, and got himself out of the way of the on-charging Gardner.
Wow.
He is exceptional at first base. I know it's only a 2-game series. Umpire looking for the ball, but he's got it. Angel Campos, the first base umpire. You got Teixeira and Derek Lee at first base in this series, 2 of the best in the business.
Here's Derek Jeter. Derek 1 for 4. Pitch inside.
By the way, that home run by Russell Martin, 414 feet. That's the leader in the night.
Now, we talked, Joe Girardi and I, on tomorrow's WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show. It's going to be on at 5:30 after the postgame tomorrow about all the new additions. And he really raved about Russell Martin. He said, we expected him to be good, even this good. That one is served into right field. Fair ball, it's trouble. It's a foul ball. Last season with the Dodgers, 331 at-bats, 5 homers. This season with the Yankees, 54 bats. He's already surpassed his power total from last year. And he's had injuries really bang him up the last couple of years with the Dodgers. And he was a free agent. The Yankees and the Red Sox bid, and he took the Yankee offer. Joe raves about his catching, how he handles pitchers, how he had to learn an entirely new staff.
He's very acrobatic behind home plate, blocking balls in the dirt. Tony Pena also raves about Russell Martin. But you're right, he's becoming an offensive force down in the bottom third of the order.
Two. That was important for him to show that he was the player he was at the beginning of his career with the Dodgers, not while he was hurt the last couple of years when his skills seemed to have eroded. But they didn't erode, obviously. They were just in storage because he was hurt. Three-2. And Jeter works a walk. Well, tonight, throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at YesNetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are CC Sabathia, Russell Martin, Jorge Posada, and Adam Jones. Vote now. Make your voice heard. And, of course, standard text messaging rates apply. There's a strike to Granderson. Granderson has a 6-game hitting streak on the line. He's 0 for 4. Rapata misses outside. Yankees up 9-3.
Now the Orioles come up with a 3-run homer. And the Yankees answer with 2 home runs that lead to 3 runs in the 8th.
Rounded up the middle and through. That'll extend his hitting streak to 7 straight. And another base hit for Granderson against a left-hander. So much struggles against them last year, but not this year.
Stays with it, targets away, the pitch is almost to the glove, but he hits it right where he should, right back through the middle. And it's going to scoot on into center field for a base hit.
Here's Teixeira. Granderson, before that at bat against left-handers, was 6 for 17 with 3 home runs. So now he's 7 for 18.
With 3 homers.
With 3 home runs. Count 2-0 to Teixeira.
You know, you think of the work that Granderson did with Kevin Long, and Granderson was already, you know, a good major leaguer. But this work with Kevin Long since last August has taken him to another level.
The 2-0.
There's been only 2 players in the major leagues that have hit more home runs than Granderson since August 14th of last year. One is Jose Bautista, of the Toronto Blue Jays, and the other is Troy Tulowitzki of the Colorado Rockies.
And Rapata loses Teixeira to load the bases. Teixeira reaches base for the 4th time tonight. And Buck Showalter is quickly out of the dugout as he's going to call on the right-hander to face A-Rod with the bases loaded. Showalter's trying to hold it right here at 9-3 Yankees. Let's see if his bullpen can do the job. It's on Easter Sunday. Josh Roop is the pitcher, and he will face Alex Rodriguez. Roop, this will be his 6th game, 8 innings, 8 hits, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. A-Rod's the 9th Yankee to come to the plate. They have 3 runs on the board already. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 1-0.
There we go.
21 grand slams for Alex, 2 behind the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig.
It's funny, I was talking to Eddie Murray just the other day. He's in town. They're having a big signing out in the suburbs for the Hall of Famers. I think Jim Palmer's there. Frank Robinson's in town.
That one's still deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. A grand slam. The 22nd of his career. And the Yankees have busted it open. They lead 13-3.
What an inning. Six runs batted in for Alex Rodriguez tonight, and that's a high fastball that's not coming back. 22nd career grand slam, one behind the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, for the all-time record. Man, that was a no-doubter.
Robinson Cano started this with a single off the glove of Brian Roberts. Takes outside. 6 runs batted in on the night for Alex Rodriguez.
With that swing, A-Rod's trying to clear the ballpark. A lot of people are leaving.
Also moving up on the all-time RBI list. He broke a tie with Carl Yastrzemski tonight. And next up is Mel Ott.
Another Hall of Famer.
Number 1 on that list is Hank Aaron. Count 2-1. So Alex's 5th home run of the year. Has 6 ribbies tonight. And he has 16 ribbies on the season.
Well, Michael, you've always mentioned when we come to Camden Yards and how much the first time the Yankees came here, was it Don Mattingly? He looked at the ballpark and said,
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. A good hitting ballpark.
Now we had a shot there on the top step of the dugout of A-Rod and Kevin Long. Those two are very, very close. Kevin Long has a new book that's coming out about his life in the minor leagues, leading to being the batting coach for the Yankees, Cage Rat. And Alex Rodriguez actually wrote the foreword to the book and raves of Kevin's work ethic and how he knows hitting and can really zero in on one little thing that could change things. And the two of them are very, very close.
You know what he might have to add to the forward?
Well, this year it's been all forward and no back for Alex. Off speed, and they finally get Cano as he strikes out to end the inning. But the Yankees sent 10 batters to the plate, and the Bronx Bombers came south. Home run by Jorge Posada. Russell Martin. And then Alex Rodriguez with a grand slam. He's one behind the Iron Horse. Yankees 10 ahead of the O's.
Josh.
After the final out, catch the WB Mason postgame as Bob Lawrence and Jack Curry bring you the highlights and analysis from this game and around the rest of baseball. Plus, Joe Girardi gives his reaction, and Kim Jones gets all the reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming up later on the postgame, only on Yes. Jake Fox grounds one to Eric Chavez, who's taken over third for Alex Rodriguez. One pitch, one out. So Chavez comes in to give A-Rod the rest of the night off. A-Rod with 6 ribbies for the 14th time in his career in a game. So 6 or more ribbies 14 times in a game for Alex. He's off to some start.
Yes, he is. His career high is 10. Remember that game against Bartolo Colon?
Yeah. 3 home runs.
That was at Yankee Stadium.
Here's Andino. 13-3 Yankees. 13-13. Very lucky for the Yankees. And 3-4-0 for the Orioles. One mistake by Sabathia. A 3-run home run off the bat of Adam Jones in the 7th. The 2-0. Strike. Tipped into the glove of Martin. Two balls, 2 strikes on Andino, who is 1 for 2. And the big left-hander deals. Popped up. Cano. 2 outs.
Now, last year, the Yankees went 13-5 against Baltimore. And CC had 5 of the 13 wins. This year, with a win tonight, that would get them out to a 3-0 start against the Baltimore Orioles in this season.
Well, here's Brian Roberts, 0 for 3. He has a 9-game hitting streak on the line. Popped him second, struck out, and wrapped into a double play. And a strike. Just an exceptional pitch count for CC Sabathia. 2 outs in the 8th. He's thrown 88 pitches. And the 0-1. 65 strikes, 24 balls. You could see from the first inning that he had great stuff. When he's touching 97 on the gun, pretty good. Now you saw that stat. CC's last complete game was here at Camden Yards, and it was the last 9-inning complete game. And that was when A-Rod, coming back from the hip problem, being on the DL for about a month, first pitch that he saw, he hit for a home run. So A-Rod with another home run tonight to support Sabathia. A 1-2.
Michael, you're talking about the
98 miles an hour. Sorry, Ken.
That's all right. Yeah, that's impressive at this juncture of the game. But you're talking about keeping the pitch count down, and the Orioles kind of help them. But I think the Orioles are going to do that during the course. You got guys like Guerrero, Adam Jones, Mark Reynolds. These are attack-type hitters. They help keep the pitch count down because they're going to put balls in play early in the count. That's just the way these guys have hit over the years. Now they've been productive hitters, but they're not going to grind it out like a Posada, even when they're not hitting, or Nick Swisher when they're not hitting, or just about anybody in the Yankees. They're not grinded out type hitters.
Grounded foul.
The only one of the new additions that really will take some pitches is Derek Lee, and he's leading the team in walks. He's not really swinging the bat that well. He's got 2 hits tonight, but he's got at least 9 base on balls this year.
Sabathia tonight has had 4 innings with 10 or fewer pitches.
And I would think in several of those innings, of course, Guerrero was hitting. He's going to put the ball in play. Same thing for Reynolds or Adam Jones.
Roberts hanging in there.
Let's see. I would think one of those innings was the second. When he went 1, 2, 3, and he had Guerrero and Jones back to back in that inning.
I think that was if my memory serves me correct, a 6-pitch inning.
Yeah.
The 3-2. He's about to throw his 97th pitch, and there's the pitch breakdown per inning. 6 in the second, 9 in the fourth, 10 in the third, 5 in the sixth. That's how you keep a low pitch count in the 8th inning. Line drive and base hit. And that extends Roberts' hitting streak to 10 straight. I think on the previous pitch, I caught it out of the corner of my eye. That was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball on the one that was fouled back. Now, I don't know if the gun is feeling generous tonight, but he's putting up numbers that he hasn't put up in a long, long time.
Cesar Torres has taken over and to run for Brian Roberts.
Pitch to Markakis is low. Markakis 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored.
I saw pitching coach Larry Rothschild on the phone there. I don't see any movement in the Yankee bullpen as of yet. Yankees are giving second base to Cesar Torres. Here we go. There's somebody getting.
Newest Yankee, Buddy Carlisle. They sent down Hector Noesi because he hadn't pitched in 12 days and he's a starter and they don't want to break down his pitch count. So they bring up Buddy Carlisle. Grounded to Teixeira, and no one's at first base. So Markakis will get a hit. Sabathia never covered, just brain locked.
Frozen on the mound. And if you watch his follow through, he kind of swings around and can't recover. He made a full 360 turn and couldn't recover to get off the mound. Falling off. And he's going to have to work a little harder to get the final out this inning.
.96-mile-an-hour fastball strike to Derek Lee. High fly ball. Deep left center, but there's room out there for Granderson. He'll make the play, and that will do it. 8 strong innings for Sabathia. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Let's take it to the 9th. Yankees up by 10.
You know what?
We go to the top of the 9th
Come
inning.
out here and talk to me next time.
He is yelling at somebody in the dugout. That's the home plate umpire, Brian Runge, and he's telling him to come out of the tunnel and talk to me. I don't know if it was Showalter he was barking at, but he was angry at somebody.
Now Brian Runge's a second generation, make that third generation umpire.
Nick Swisher gets robbed by Andino, and his struggles from the left side continue, although he's hit the ball very well in this evening's game and nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show for it. Good play by Andino, who took the moves from short to second. His Turris, who ran for Roberts, is now at shortstop, and the headlong dive, and got a little more time at second base to make the plays. He throws out Swisher.
So Andino's at second as Turris is at short. Changing the outfield as well. Felix Piet takes over at left, and Jake Fox moves from left to center as Adam Jones is out. There's Felix.
Did I say Paul Runge and Ed Runge? Going back over generations for the Runges behind home plate, or as umpires.
Now, I think they still have Adam Jones in center. It was announced that Fox had moved to center.
No, Fox is behind the plate. He's catching.
Oh, okay. That's my bad.
There he is.
There's Fox. Foul down the left field line by Posada. Last time up, Posada busted out of a 2-for-20 slump with a 2-run home run. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. Posada down on strikes.
Now you can watch this here as Posada strikes out and Fox actually fumbles the ball. Ball's in the dirt. Now Posada's actually live. He can run down to first, but instead he walks back to the dugout. Fox never tags him, but once Posada steps off the grass onto the dirt, he is out. He's considered out. So he's going to leave. He could actually have run to first, but he decided not to. I think once he leaves the dirt out here, I'm mistaken.
And Russell Martin gets thrown at after hitting 2 home runs, and he gets hit, and he's going to take first base. So that's the Orioles' answer to Martin hitting 2 home runs. Josh Roop goes up and in.
That's really weak. Really, really weak stuff.
Wow, threw behind him too.
That's very dangerous.
And there's a strike to Gardner. Well, you always wonder about that stuff. Is it going to be acted on immediately? Is it going to be filed away? Yankees got off their bench in the dugout.
You know what?
Didn't like it at all.
You know what? I didn't see any warnings.
Nope.
So that tells me the Yankees get a free shot here in this game if they want to take it. There's a guy I wouldn't want to mess with if he's pitching.
You know, it's something that's been done throughout baseball history, and I've never understood it. You can't get the guy out, so you're going to throw out.
Yeah, that's really weak stuff.
Now you don't know if Roop did it on his own or if Showalter made it known that he wanted it done. Either way, it's not the right thing to do. The 2-1. That one is driven deep to right field. Going back, Markakis looking up. See ya! A 2-run home run by Brett Gardner, and that's how you answer that sort of thing. Take one out of the yard, and the Yankees lead 15-3.
Throw it somebody else.
Here it goes!
Well, Brett Gardner, he's been struggling. He came in tonight 0 for his last 16. He is now 2 for 5 with a double and a home run.
Eduardo Nunez will pinch hit for Jeter here.
There it is. Yeah, I mentioned I felt that he'd been feeling for the baseball, not really putting his A swing on it, but tonight he has a couple of times.
Girardi was pumped up about that home run.
Yep. He almost lost the catcher.
Yankees have hit 5 home runs in the last 4 innings. Teixeira was fired up. This is what his reaction was after the home run.
Get out.
Motion to Roop. I think, Kenny, the thing that gets you, I think baseball players know that occasionally they're going to get thrown at. But when you get thrown behind and upstairs where you can back into the ball and have the ball hit your head, that's a pitcher that doesn't know how to throw at people.
Your first reaction is to move back and out of the way. That's why it's so dangerous to throw behind a runner, shoulder or neck high.
Nunez grounds to short. Hustling down to first, and he's gunned down. So an eventful top of the 9th inning. Yankees 2 runs, 1 hit. The 1 hit off the bat of Brett Gardner. A long home run. Yankees lead 15-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th. And Buck didn't like it. All on Yes is brought to you in part by T-Mobile, America's largest 4G network, by J&R Music and Computer World, and by Acura. Acura Advance. Well, we'll see if this gets interesting now. You can see Buck show off to kind of drop his head with Brett Gardner's home run, and the reaction of Joe Girardi in stark contrast, pumping his fist. Nothing fires up a team like a ball getting thrown at one of the players' heads. Russell Martin still in the game. New pitcher for the Yankees is Buddy Carlisle. And Buddy Carlisle, Kenny, can make a lot of friends right here in his first Yankee outing.
He certainly could. Maybe tie a little bow tie on one of the Baltimore batters.
That's what Buddy did in 2009 with the Braves. Last year he was in Japan. And he will face the veteran Vlad Guerrero. And there's a strike. 15-3 Yankees. They have poured it on over the last 2 innings. 7 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th. Count 0-2.
Now Carlisle's had some experience at big league level. He's actually pitched for the San Diego Padres. Originally a draft pick of the Cincinnati Reds.
As we mentioned, he replaced Hector Noesi on the Yankee roster. Noesi sent back down to the minors so he could start in his regular term. The only way they would use Noesi is if there was a pitcher that was knocked out early. And with all the rainouts and all the off days, the Yankees had 3 off days this week alone. So they didn't want Noesi to atrophy in the bullpen and break down his pitch count where he could start. The 1-2. 2-2. That's the resume on Carlisle. 7th big league season. He was actually in the organization, the Yankee organization, in 2004. 1 season in Korea, 3 seasons in Japan. So he is indeed well traveled. That one's popped up just in front of the Oriole dugout, but Teixeira and Martin couldn't get there. Russell Martin with 2 home runs. Didn't get a chance at a third as he was plunked in the previous inning by Josh Roop. Line drive to center field. Granderson puts it away for the first out. Here's Adam Jones. He had a home run his last time up. A 3-run shot off Sabathia. The only blemish in an otherwise splendid 8-inning outing by Sabathia, who will pick up his first victory of the year.
And if indeed, as it looks, the Yankees hold on, CC would move his career record against Baltimore to 15-2.
Popped up. And out of play. Grounded to short, Nunez. And the Orioles are down to their final out. Here's Mark Reynolds. 0 for 3. 0 for his last 20. Count 1-0. Count 2-0.
Tell you what, Buddy Carlisle doesn't waste much time on the mound between pitches. Look for the sign, and here it comes. Maybe a little fidgety out there as he's getting set.
And a strike, and the Orioles now down to their final strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees looking for their 2nd straight win. An outburst of home runs in the final 2 innings for the Yankees, and they are blowing away the Orioles tonight, 15-3. The 2-2. And the count 3-2. Crowd of just under 40,000. The 3-2 pitch, foul back. Yankees exploded for 7 in the 8th. 3 home runs that inning. Posada, Martin, and a grand slam by Alex Rodriguez. 22nd of his career. 1 behind Lou Gehrig. And then Brett Gardner hit a 2-run home run in the 9th. That pitch is high, and Reynolds works a walk to keep the inning alive and the game alive. And that's going to bring up Felix P.A.
We were talking about CC's record against Baltimore at 15-2. He's got to go a ways to catch Andy Pettit.
Andy Pettit was 27-6 with a 3.52. Oof. And a strike to Felix P.A. So it looks the way Carlisle is dealing. This is one that the Yankees put in their memory banks. As P.A. hits one to right field. Swisher's there, puts it away, and that'll do it as the Yankees win this one 15-3. Russell Martin with another big game. Joe Girardi gets to celebrate his 2nd straight win, the final one in Toronto, and this one. And Buddy Carlisle gets the final 3 outs. And you got to stick around for the post-game show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. All Yankees 15, 14, and 0, beating 3, 6, and 0. Brett Gardner with a home run, Russell Martin with 2, Alex Rodriguez with a grand slam, and 6 runs batted in, and CC Sabathia with 8 strong innings of work to pick up his first victory of the year. So the Yankees win the first game of what is now an abbreviated 2-game set, and the Orioles will retreat to their clubhouse to try to figure out what went wrong. It's not too hard to figure out. They didn't get good pitching. Their starter got racked around, and they didn't do much against CC Sabathia. Kim Jones waiting on a guest down on the field. We'll get to her in just a moment. But CC Sabathia's dominance against the Orioles continue. He's now 15-2 lifetime. And Russell Martin is downstairs with Kim Jones. Kimberly?
He is, Michael. We'll get to you in a minute, but CC dominant through 6, a really solid 8 innings. Were there times tonight catching him you said, wow?
I mean, I stayed pretty focused, but he had some incredible movement on his 2-seamer tonight, and he just kept wearing that pitch out down and away to right-handed hitters, and he just had really good command of everything tonight. So it was just, it was really fun catching him.
As you've learned this staff, how would you describe catching this ace?
He's like nobody I've ever caught. I mean, he's got command of all his pitches. You know, he's always seems to be in the area of where I'm asking the pitch to be. And it's just, he's got good pace, and he's just dominant out there when his stuff is working for him.
Speaking of wow, Russell, 2 home runs tonight. You now have 6. That's 1 more than all of last season. How are you doing this?
I think I just simplified my approach, and I mean, I feel stronger than I did last year. I worked out harder in the offseason, and it's paying off right now. I'm just keeping it simple, going out there, you know, trying to swing at good pitches and having fun doing it.
Is it a coincidence that you were hit by that pitch after those 2 home runs, or was it on purpose?
I don't know. I mean, it felt like it was on purpose. You know, the guy had command the whole time, and then he threw one up and in. But, you know, understandable. I hit a couple home runs. I didn't really, you know, show him up or anything. So, but it's all right. Kept my composure, and we got a W. So that's the most important thing.
How sweet is it when Gardner comes in with a home run right after that?
It made it feel a whole lot better. Actually, I had a knot in my back, and it kind of worked it out. So he actually did me a favor by hitting me. So thank you. Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. Russell, thank you.
All right, no problem.
Michael.
Thank you, Kim. So Russell handles that with good humor. And you can see he was upset. He thought it was on purpose, but certainly didn't show any anger overtly in Kim Jones' interview. Joe Girardi celebrates another victory for the first place Yankees. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up in the postgame with Bob and Jack and Kim. Stick around. He would have another one. He said it snowed the day we got in.
Yeah, that's right.
The 2-1. That one's driven deep to left field. Going back, Fox on the track, at the wall. See ya! A 3-run home run. Russell Martin, and the Yankees have doubled their lead. They lead 6-0.
Well, Russell Martin's in the top 10 in the league in home runs per at-bat. The first 4 on that list are all Yankees. Granderson, Teixeira, Posada, and Rodriguez. And Russell Martin is also in the top 10. And he hits his 5th home run of the year, and it's a big one, a 3-run shot.